Okay, we're back. We are back. Hopefully, you can hear me this time. Not sure what happened. Please let me know if you can hear me. I just was streaming, but the sound cut out, so not sure what happened. Hey there, nature is beautiful. Can you hear me? Yes, audio. There we go. Finally. That was strange. And I don't know what happened. Everything was turned on, plugged in. Crazy times. Yeah, the good old yeah, the TV's mute the video's muted right now, but let me I'm actually gonna I just want to wait for a few more people to get in here. Then I'm going to unmute the video and we'll see if it goes from there. But still not much of a change. 23 to 10. Not too bad of a result. It's really not. Okay. Okay, I'm
seats from the bloc.
You guys hear the video too?
Now, the Conservatives haven't won a riding on the island of Montreal since 1988. They've got their sights set on Mount Royal. Now, that's a riding with a large Jewish population. The Conservatives have Neil Oberman. He's a lawyer known for supporting the Jewish community.
You got that right. We are done
He's
if Carney
challenging
wins.
the Liberal incumbent there, Anthony Housefather, very popular there,
Okay,
also
perfect.
known
Looks
for
like
his
the audio
strong
issues are
support of the
fixed.
Jewish community and for English language
ever since
rights.
7:30
But the
is
Conservatives
insane.
have put a
I
lot
don't
of
know what's
energy
going
and
on.
effort to try to get this riding.
Matrix
We go
attack.
to Ottawa now. Patricia?
Mitsumi, thank you. One riding we're keeping a close eye on here this evening, the suburb of Canada, home of the Canadian Tire Centre, which some of you hockey fans may be familiar with. It's where incumbent Jenna Sudds is looking to hold her seat up against Conservative Greg Kung, NDP candidate Melissa Simon, Jennifer Purdy with the Greens as well. Now, Sudds is a former Ottawa City Council, replaced Karen McCrimmon back in 2021 and served as Minister of Families, Children and Social Development. I was actually there on this night in 2021 doing an interview with Jenna when CTV declared her elected, so got to break the news to her, which is one of the fun moments really with reporting on election night. Now, this is a riding that has voted Liberal the last 3 consecutive elections, but it has undergone some boundary changes, those boundary changes that Mark Carney was unaware of at one point, sort of swapped some land with those 2 ridings, Nepean and Canada. And the margin of victory for the Liberals in this riding has tightened in each of the past 3 elections. So it'll be an interesting one to watch tonight. Over to Toronto now, and Michelle.
Patricia, Toronto and the greater Toronto area has millions of voters and a whole bunch of seats, nearly 60. And among those seats, there are a number of potential swing seats. We know that the Conservatives, one that they're targeting is Aurora, Oak Ridge's Richmond Hill. This one had the slimmest margin of victory for the Liberals in this part of the country in 2021, just over 3%. And the Conservatives have a solid candidate in Kostas Menegakis. He was an MP in a neighboring riding of Richmond Hill. He's looking to get back to Ottawa, but Leah Taylor-Roy, she's hoping for a second term, and now she has this renewed Liberal Party behind her. But if the Conservatives manage to flip this one blue, might this signal success on the national level? We know that Pierre Poilievre and Mark Carney have campaigned heavily in the GTA, and it really might boil down to which of their messages resonated more: Carney's experience, not experiment, or Pierre Poilievre's message of change. The polls close here in just over 10 minutes, so we're going to be getting some results. It'll be really interesting. But for now, let's go over to Calgary.
Thanks, Michelle. Now we know.
So 10 minutes and we're going to start getting in some interesting results. There's going to be a little bit of a delay because once the polls close, we'll see some votes, but around 10 o'clock, that's when we're going to see. So we got about 40 minutes. We're going to start to see results, and we're going to have an idea of where we're headed here. Doesn't mean, if we're losing, doesn't mean it's over. If we're winning, it doesn't mean it's over. It just means, if Pierre is doing well as we move into Ontario and past Ontario, this is great news. It's great news. But we don't know yet. Look at all these ridings here. This is where, and here's, of course, Toronto. We need to turn some of these blue. Nick Nano showed basically all of this area here. Let me just zoom in. So all these areas here in Toronto, Nick Nanos has them sweeping it. If that comes true, that is not going to be good. Now, I guess we can win some surrounding areas here. Let's go over to Hamilton. This is where I live. I don't think we're going to win this one. That's probably but the best case scenario that goes NDP. If the Liberals take it, that means they're taking some ridings from the NDP. That is not good, obviously. Captain Obvious. But we're seeing some interesting results here. Conservatives have 4 seats locked up, and it looks like they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 more coming at least. We got to crack 10. That's what Tom Mulcair was saying, who, yes, he's a former NDP guy, but he does seem to be a very honest person and gives real thoughts and real opinions. So, it's interesting. We'll see. Okay, we catch up on some of the chats here. Great work as always, Dan. My mom and I love your videos and work. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We need as many great independent journalists like yourself out there. I do want to clarify that I am not a journalist. I'm just some guy, commenting on things that I see. I do appreciate it though, but definitely not a journalist. But I do give my honest opinion, so at least I'm honest. I'm constantly posting and giving others links like yours to help. Thank you so much, Marie. I really, really appreciate that. Spread the word about honest news. Hope you don't mind. No, of course. I really appreciate you. Alan Campbell, in the words of Negan, hope you've got your shitting pants on. Well, I don't. I don't have any of those yet. I'm only 36. Maybe when I'm older. Marie again says, I'd like to post others' links on here for your viewers also to help put out the truth about Conservative Party news as well as the parties here in Canada. Yeah, throw them up in the chat. Throw them up in the comment section. Here, just a small list below of great YouTube links that all of us true Canadian Conservatives find handy to have. Please pass the links on to others. I'm sure you all find them handy. Absolutely. The Liberals are honest too. Wink. Yeah. They wish they were honest. Regardless of the outcome, you've done well with your channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm going to have a look here through Twitter, see what's going on, see if there's any interesting information, and I will share the CTV video with you guys just so that you're not listening to nothing.
Flipping between Liberal and Conservative, Richmond residents have been quite vocal about their concerns over public drug use, safe consumption sites. So we'll see if the Conservative stance on drug addiction will sway Richmond voters away from the Liberal.
To be fair, I've never voted Liberal, but I'm more left-leaning than Conservative. I'm left-center populist.
This time it's
so
actually
to a Liberal these days, I'm basically a far-right conspiracy
candidate Paul Manley in the mix. Crime, homelessness, big issues in Nanaimo as well. Will that shift the riding from green to blue? BC voters have about 40 minutes left before polls close. Back to you.
All right, Mijung, thank you. And before that, of course, a big wave of results expected in about 10 minutes' time, certainly from Ontario, which is a massive battleground. And I'll be looking at sort of those early results from, obviously, the GTA, the 905, but also Peterborough, which is a bellwether. The way Peterborough goes, so too does the rest of the country most times. So that'll be one to watch.
Yeah, and some interesting ridings that Michelle was talking about, particularly in Aurora, that were very, very narrow wins for the Liberals in the last election. The Conservatives looking to flip those. That's if they can start to flip the 905, it's a different narrative as well. I think we can swing over now to Heather, who will probably have a more in-depth explanation of what I just said.
Hey, thanks so much, Vashi. Yes, we are actually going to be taking a look at the people who
are casting a ballot and the people who are electing those heading to Ottawa in this next term, right, Nick?
Yep.
And we're going to be looking at advanced polls. Of course, we're talking about voter engagement. Everybody was saying how high engagement was during this election campaign, and it really showed with the early voter turnout. I will just note the ridings right now. We have the Liberals leading and elected in more than 20, I believe that is 22. That was, excuse me, 7.3 million people voted, Nick, in advanced polls, 25% increase.
Yeah, that's really a good number. You know, the more people that vote, the better. But you know what, Heather, this is a big headache for pollsters and people wanting to project things because
I
you know,
know
the thing
Nanos
is,
speaking.
those people at the advanced polls, the Conservatives usually do well. We don't know whether they are motivated Liberals and Conservatives or whether it's the Conservative ground machine, which has been very effective and is very well organized and very well funded, delivering the vote.
Okay, Nick, I only have 10 seconds left, but I do know that 3 really important ridings in the top 5.
Absolutely. 3 with 3 leaders. You can see Pierre, Poilievre, Mark Carney, interestingly, all in the top 5 for advanced poll votes.
What an incredible turnout. We'll send it back to you. All right, thank you so much, Heather. Those advanced votes, very curious to see as well. Sort of when they are counted, when they are fully counted, we're trying to get that information. We don't know exactly how much of that vote, for example, even in Atlantic Canada, has been accounted for. That could end up changing some of the vote totals, certainly, and skewing things in a different direction than we've seen so far, but that remains to be determined. So that'll be a key factor, not only in Atlantic Canada, Omar, but moving throughout the country as
That's
well.
a massive number, as Heather just pointed out, 7.3 million. It shows you the level of engagement there is in this election. And at the end of the night, it'll be interesting to see what the voter turnout was right across the country, to see if it was historic given the threats that we've been seeing from the U.S. or not. So, of course, a lot of data coming in after election night as well.
Yeah, I think the projection, if the advance vote were to hold, let's say, and be extrapolated out, would then be something in the neighborhood of 70%, which is we haven't seen since I believe it was 1993. I think I can throw over to Anne-Marie, who is going to talk to our panel about some of that stuff.
Well, yeah, and so that's what's a really interesting point, Vash, is you have this giant surprise.
Oh, what was that?
And a reminder to everybody at home, I know a lot of people have just gone through provincial elections in this last year. They're used to those results coming in fast because those are electronic. So to remind everybody at home, federal ballots are counted by hand, which is why we've got sort of this long waiting period while we start to see numbers.
Okay. I don't think Pierre went far enough right, but he's the man for the job right now. Well, that's the thing. He can't actually go too far right. If he did, he would start getting Max Bernier numbers and he'd be at 5% or lower. Canada's not ready for someone firmly on the right now. Right now, it's just about, anti-modern liberalism. And a lot of people like myself think that Pierre is the best option right now because, the PPC has no chance. They have no leader. If they replace Maxime Bernier and either the Liberals win tonight or if Pierre breaks some of his promises, you could see them start to gain some pretty good ground in the next election in 2029, especially because Generation Alpha, a.k.a. the COVID kids, some of them are going to be turning 18. And if they don't see results from the Conservatives or if the Liberals get in again, they could be looking to the People's Party to at least get them into some seats, and you'll let them have a voice, which I do. Eventually, I hope they get into Parliament. But right now, I don't care about the party. They're irrelevant. Max sucks. Let's just get Pierre Poilievre in there. Hopefully, we can. But I appreciate the comment. And again, don't be shy. Drop a comment, a question, say hello. Let me know what you're drinking tonight. I got some Laker ice. A little bit of alcohol always calms the nerves. Tonight is a nerve-wracking night. Okay, and I have some interesting things here. So the Real Albanian Pat on Twitter, let me just share my screen here. The Real Albanian Pat says, here's what the Atlantic seat results mean tonight. Okay, this is 5 hours ago. So if the Conservatives get under 5, Liberal majority. 5 to 6, Liberal thin majority. Conservative 5 to 6 seats, Liberal thin majority. Conservative 7 seats, Liberal minority. And again, this is all based off of trends. Conservatives 8 is Conservative minority or a tie. Over 9 seats in Atlantic Canada is a Conservative majority. And as we see right now, the Conservatives have 10. They needed to crack 10 in order to show the Liberals, hey, there's the movement coming, And if the Conservatives hold on here or gain more than 10, the Liberals know that they're going to be in big trouble and that there might be some cracks in their red wall, right? If the Bloc can break through in some areas in Quebec, if the Conservatives can get through to the 905 area, Burlington, Oakville, places like that, and crack that red wall in even just a few places in Toronto, they're in big trouble, and they know it. Again, the Conservatives do not have to be winning heading out west. They just have to be holding on. And they're going to get a lot of votes, a lot of seats, rather, in Alberta. It would be nice if we were winning going out west, because then we can call a night, celebrate, and that's it. But I don't know if it's going to be that simple. But we shall see. Now, he also says here, Conservatives just flipped Long Range Mountain. And again, this is, was it the Seamus O'Regan's riding, I believe? And he stepped down. Don Bradshaw came in, or it says he was the incumbent, so I'm not sure. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong riding. But either way, 55% of the vote share for Carol Anstey. And she's a Conservative, and it looks like that's been flipped. I think that might even be one of the ones they've... Yeah, Long Range Mountains. They've called it for the Conservatives, so they flipped one. For sure, it's in the bag. Liberals have taken some ridings, but again, the Conservatives hanging in there. Okay, it looks like we got some early results from Quebec. Not a surprise there, but let's see. Yeah, one poll, they're leading by 156 votes, but still early. Leading by 2 votes. Early 5 vote. It's too early. Polls just closed, but within the next half hour, we're going to be seeing some interesting information. Laker, tell me you're from Ontario without... Yep. What time do you think the Ontario polls start reporting? Well, they just closed now at 9:30. So I don't think you're going to see anything... Oops. Oh, okay. We see Haldeman, Norfolk. I'll go again, only one poll reporting. But the polls have closed. You're going to start seeing this map get filled in a little bit here now. Just want to zoom in to make sure. And someone asked what site I'm looking at. Do you mean like the one I'm looking at right now? This is just from Global. Their election coverage. You just go to Global Election Coverage and you can pull this up. Yeah, it's just Global's tracker. All right, 62 viewers. Let's go. Like the video, share it, get the algorithm to push it out. Let's see if we can crack 3 digits. Never had 100 people view my live stream before, but hopefully we can crack that tonight. So it seems CPC is losing, isn't? No, this is actually not what it seems like. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, the Conservatives are coping." Not coping. This is Atlantic Canada. If the Conservatives can hold 10 seats out there, at least, we're looking good. We're supposed to lose most of Atlantic Canada. The Liberals were projecting basically a sweep other than maybe 1 or 2 seats. The Conservatives are leading by 10. They have 10 ridings. This is good. Flipping any seats to CPC is massive. Yeah, Sean Fraser's losing? Really? Oh, please. Oh my God. You know how funny that would be? Let's go. I can't remember. What's that loser's riding again? I know it's in Nova Scotia. Central Nova? Is that his riding? Or Cumberland? Which riding is that, Alan? If you don't mind. Can't remember Sean Fraser's seat, if someone could remind me. 27-18. It's not bad. Thank you again, Maria. I really, really appreciate you. Liberal 42, Conservatives 54, Ontario. Oh, that'd be so fantastic, wouldn't it? So we're seeing here, we're starting to get some more counts in here pretty quickly. 29-21, we're only down by 8. And again, this is not a bad result so far. The Liberals were always going to start out with a lead. That it was never going to be any different, whether it was Trudeau or Carney. It just wasn't. And okay, we're seeing some polls here. Oh, now again, of course, the Conservatives are going to start catching up here. I didn't think Alberta would be counting yet. Well, it's only one, okay. But Saskatchewan and Manitoba, they're counting. We got some Ontario. Let's zoom in here. Looks like Windsor's starting to come in. Southern Ontario. Ajax. Although, yeah, that's probably a strong Liberal riding. Yeah, it's really not looking too bad here. Okay, looks like the Bloc. Let me see. Are they leading? They're not differentiating the Conservative and the Bloc leaning. It's both light blue. But the Bloc they're leading in 8 seats. Okay, not bad. I think if you talk to people in the Liberal Party right now, be a little bit nervous. Now again, 32-22. They're starting to come in here. Central Nova. Okay. Central Nova. Look, I think I did that one. And he absolutely was losing. Yep. Although still a lot of pull, but still he's got a 400 lead here. Let's see if we can't click on this. Let's get some more information. Okay. Yeah, 153 out of 229. Still a long ways to go, but I like it. Who doesn't like to see blue? Okay, starting to see some more come in here. It's going to start coming in pretty rapidly here. Massive turnout at early voting in Alberta, Saskatchewan, so they start counting those early, I believe. Okay, cool. Sounds good. I know they were also counting some votes in Carleton early as well because they had so many candidates on. Did you see that ballot? 91 people. They had to fold it like 17 times just to get it to fit in the box. And see, that's the thing, right? Like with the whole like stop the steal buttons posted in that conservative rally or meeting, whatever it was, and then flooding Pierre's riding with so many votes. Like those are desperation moves. If the Liberals really believe they were going to win, why would they do that? You know? Why would they do that? Doesn't make sense to me. But what do you guys think? Do you think they really believe the polls, or do you think that they know that they're in a bit of trouble? Maybe they're more nervous than we are right now. Maybe. Okay, I'm going to turn on the CTV video here for you guys. Look at Bose. Bernie's getting killed. Good. Dummy. Did you just say cunty? The audio is gone again? I just muted this one, so can you guys hear my mic? Hey, can you guys hear me? Oh, you can now? Okay, perfect. Really don't want to have to restart these streams all night. I'm going to turn the video back on. Let me know if you can hear. All right, let me reload the CTV and let me know if you guys can hear it then. A lot of issues tonight. Go figure. Go figure. Okay, what about now? Can you hear it now? Can you hear the CTV video now? So they're showing a pickup of Mark Carney with 7+ in Quebec. That's not good. That is not good. Global showing they picked up 8. Now again, the polls have just closed. It's very, very early. But yeah, not good. That is not good. Oh, Champagne's gonna win his riding again. Expected, but annoying. 50 votes. Yeah, I mean this is nothing so far. 16 votes. God, the mainstream media, they want the Liberals to win so bad it makes me sick.